After the wedding went off, with only a few issues in When Calls the Heart season 11 episode 12, I assumed it would be a reasonably happy finale, and it was, but it left some unexpected and emotional cliffhangers. The writing for When Calls the Heart season 11 has been all over the place. Nathan, Elizabeth, and Lucas have suffered the most. However, with such an extensive cast, many supporting characters have not gotten enough attention. Mike and May's trip to the altar should have gotten more time for viewers to become more invested. Everything about the proposal and the wedding preparations seemed rushed, which made Mike nervous that they would jinx things by not following traditions. I love that Mike wanted Fiona to stand by his side. At many weddings nowadays, there is a best woman, but it wasn't common 100 years ago. Poor Mike thought it was his fault for not buying May a proper ring and that he jinxed the wedding when May's brother wrote, saying he couldn't come to the wedding anymore. TV shows like this are so predictable. When Mike unexpectedly disappeared, it was pretty obvious he had gone to find May's brother and returned with him. May had to have her nervous bride freak out, but this wedding would happen. The unexpected fanfare with the Chinese instruments as Mike proposed again and the way he presented May's brother were delightful. It meant a lot to keep May's traditions alive at the wedding since family traditions were so important to her. The little touches, from the floating lanterns to the touches her brother added to the delicious cake Minnie baked to the touching toasts Lee and Fiona perfected this quickie wedding. Elizabeth and Nathan ended the season by alternating yet again between being mature and childish. While they were excited that they were officially dating, Elizabeth and Nathan didn't need to rush out and tell everyone, besides their children, that they were a couple. There was no need to squeal over the news with Rosemary or blurt it out to Lucas when he was dealing with his own issues. They were cute and flirty as they tried to arrange a romantic picnic, to which Jack invited himself along. The children's reactions were amusing. Allie was so excited since she'd rooted for them to get together for years. Jack was too young to understand the romance part, but he enjoyed being part of a family unit. Elizabeth thought it would be entertaining to share secrets, yet she didn't take the game seriously. She shared an embarrassing story from her childhood when Nathan was ready to bare his soul. It felt like they were in two different places, but they finally had a meaningful discussion about their past, and she didn't blame him for Jack's death. It seemed like they were finally ready to take the next step. The season has focused on character journeys and finding their true callings. It was heartwarming to watch Faith realize she did not need a romantic relationship to feel complete. Instead, the series explored motherhood for her. I'm sure Faith even knew that loving Lily would fill the gaping hole in life, but when she feared losing her, she knew her life wouldn't be the same. At the beginning of the season, Faith would have jumped at the chance to practice medicine and work alongside Fiona in Nashville. She felt like her life was aimless, but now she wouldn't want to remove Lily from the home she loved. It's been a longer and harder road for Lucas. As much as we enjoy him, watching a political storyline all season has been challenging. He's a wonderful actor and did beautifully with the layered material, but it almost feels like we're back to square one. Lucas learned who his true friends were, and they wanted to help him succeed. We'd rather see the Coulters, Henry, and Bill assist him with the new national parks idea in Hope Valley, where he has undivided support. Hearing that he wanted to return to Capital City was worrisome, especially since he wanted Lee to join him. However, since Lee had recently been appointed mayor, that wouldn't work. We got another cliffhanger that felt inauthentic and drama-induced. Initially, seeing Nathan and Elizabeth discuss their insecurities about their relationship after Nathan first came to town and he confessed Jack took his place at that training session seemed like progress. It felt like a setup for that cliffhanger when Superintendent Hargraves arrived, demanding to speak to Elizabeth about new information about Jack's death. Hargraves was Nathan's superior officer when he was stationed at Fort Clay, and there has always been tension between them. In Season 8, it was also revealed that Jack had replaced him on that Fort Clay mission because he had been suspended for another infraction years before. Then there is Allie. Nathan and Allie worked through their issues. She was younger when she worried about losing him, but after her insecurities with her birth father, she doesn't need to suffer through that again. What do you think? Tell us in the comments and keep watching Film Buff Baby.